It's the longest epic ever written, over 200,000 verse lines. A story of kings and brothers, betrayal, divine weapons, and a war that changed the fate of an entire age. It's the Mahabharata. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, where we explore the hidden histories of our world. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe if you enjoy stories like this. Now let's dive in to the legends of ancient India. Part history, part myth, part spiritual guide. The Mahabharata is many things to many people. It's impossible to summarize without doing it, some kind of disservice. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know whether or not you want to dive deeper into this vast world yourself. We'll start by setting the stage. The Mahabharata was composed sometime around the 5th century BCE, though some scholars date it as early as the 8th century BCE. It's traditionally attributed to a sage named Vyasa, who's also credited with writing the other great Indian epic. These epics form the foundation of Hindu culture, like the Iliad and Odyssey do for Greece. In fact, there are striking similarities between Homeric epics and the Mahabharata, suggesting a possible connection between the two civilizations across continents and centuries. The Mahabharata is set in a time known as the Krita Yuga, when gods walked among men. The world was ruled by powerful dynasties who kept order through dharma, a concept that can be roughly translated as cosmic law or righteous conduct. At its heart, the Mahabharata is a story about a family feud. The Kuru dynasty was split between two branches, the Pandavas and the Kauravas, who were cousins once removed. The Pandavas were 5 brothers, Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, sons of King Pandu of the Kuru dynasty. Each brother was blessed by a different deity, making them extremely powerful. Across the palace courtyard from them lived their 100 cousins, the Kauravas, led by the ambitious Daria. The two families shared a complicated relationship, marked by bouts of cooperation, jealousy, and warfare. The turning point came when Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava, lost everything in a game of dice against his cousin Shakuni, who happened to be the brother of Duryodhana. Unbeknownst to Yudhishthira, Shakuni had loaded the dice, which were made of gold, hollowed out, and filled with lead. The Pandavas and their queen Draupadi were humiliated. And when Draupadi heard she was to become the wife of all 5 Pandava princes, she cried out, "Would that all my limbs have been cut off at birth rather than become the property of a gambler?" Yudhishthira lost much more than his kingdom that day. He lost his dignity and the respect of everyone around him. The humiliation of Draupadi became a wound that no truce could heal. Exiled for 13 years, the Pandavas wandered the world, gaining allies and honing their skills in preparation for their eventual return to claim their share of the kingdom. But when they came back, Duryodhana refused. War was inevitable. On the plains of Kurukshetra, massive armies gathered. Warriors wielding celestial weapons, sages chanting mantras, and kings choosing sides. The greatest war in ancient India had begun. For 18 days, brother fought against brother. Ally fought against ally. Gods took sides, demigods dueled, and heroes fell in droves. The Mahabharata culminates in a final confrontation between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. Arjuna, the 3rd brother from eldest to youngest, was the greatest warrior of his age. He drove a chariot, pulled by divine horses, handled weapons that could destroy entire armies, and fought with a focus and precision that inspired awe. But before the final battle began, he paused. His heart sank at the thought of fighting his own family and friends. With a heavy heart, he turned to his charioteer, his guide and mentor, Lord Krishna, and asked for release from his duty. When Krishna spoke, his words rang like bells across the battlefield, cutting through the noise of war and reaching the deepest chambers of Arjuna's soul. Krishna told Arjuna that the path of duty lay before them, but that it was covered in darkness. He offered Arjuna a vision of the divine, showing him how all living beings arose from the same source and would one day return to it. This dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna is known as the Bhagavad Gita, or Song of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita is a timeless discourse on the nature of reality, duty, righteousness, and the balance between action and detachment. It covers everything from the nature of the self, the qualities of a true renunciant, and the paths to liberation. It's a practical guide for living a meaningful life while navigating the ups and downs of fate. Arjuna listened to Krishna's words, and slowly, very slowly, he understood. He looked at the assembled army and saw not just his kinfolk and friends, but also the descendants of Bharata, the first man who united India under one banner. If he didn't fight, the enemies of his people would overrun the land. How could he allow that? For the good of the people, he had to fight. And so, Arjuna picked up his bow and arrows and joined the fray. Over the next 17 days, the battle raged, but the Pandavas, aided by Krishna, slowly gained the upper hand. Finally, on the 18th day, only a handful of Kauravas remained alive. The most valiant of these were Karna, an outcast prince who was also the son of Kunti, the mother of the Punt. Despite being born of royalty, Karna grew up as a charioteer. Outcast by society, he turned to the villainous Shakuni for support, joining the Kaurava cause. Though he could have easily taken any of the Pandavas in single combat, he never got the chance. Instead, he died valiantly at the hands of Arjuna. With their greatest champion dead, the remaining Kauravas fell in quick succession. When Duryodhana fell, the war was over. Victory went to the Pandavas. They divided the conquered lands amongst themselves, Yudhishthira becoming the emperor of a united India. But was it really a victory? As the dust settled and the wounds began to heal, the survivors looked around them and saw the devastation. The Pandavas had won, but at a cost so great it felt like defeat. Many of the best and brightest heroes had died, victims of ambition and pride. And so it was that the Mahabharata ended, not in triumph, but in reflection about power, destiny, and the price of ambition. If you enjoyed this journey into the Mahabharata, remember, this was just the surface. The full epic contains love stories, side quests, divine interventions, and lessons still relevant today. What did you think? Did you find the story compelling? What surprised you the most? The philosophical aspects, the length of the epic, the sheer amount of material in it. You can tell us all that in the comment section below. So what do you think? Are you Team Pandava or Team Kaurava? Let us know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. We've got lots of fascinating content coming up, including our ongoing series, Myths and Legends of Ancient India. We hope you'll join us. Until next time.